Hello, I'm Chylli from Channel Chylli, also known as Chai, and we're back with more depersonalization here. So last time we left off, we started the Cursenday module here. We got to the scene of the murder, and we were about to interview the suspects here. For some reason I keep ending every sentence with the word here. I don't mean to do that, that's just something I've been doing, I don't know why. Alright, well then, let's get right into it. Seated in a corner of the pub, the suspect Marcel appears visibly anxious as you approach. He wears a wool coat with a cross necklace visible beneath his scarf. Looks like the weight of suspicion has taken a toll on him. His trembling legs, sorrowful countenance with raccoon-like eyes and intermittent sighs paint a picture of despair, like dark clouds gathering above him. Before you ask anything, Marcel speaks up first. I didn't do it, I swear on my life it wasn't me. They've got it all wrong, I didn't murder that woman. Your soothing reassurance helps Marcel regain his composure. He speaks as he wipes away his tears. These past days have been terrible. I'm innocent, but everyone's pointing fingers at me. Feels like everyone's turned their backs on me. We need your help to find out the culprit, Marcel. We won't let the innocent people be wronged, I promise. Fine, I'll do whatever I need to do. Oh, what were you doing when the murder happened? I was wasted, stumbled into the restroom. When I stepped out, I saw blood oozing from the ladies' room. I pushed the door and there she was, the victim. I got freaked out, didn't even think to call the cops. I just turned around and walked out, acting like I didn't see a thing. Just as I was about to leave, that jerk Philip started yelling, "It's him! He killed that woman!" Then the bartender stopped me before I could slip away. So, you claim you're innocent. Why didn't you call the police immediately? Told you, I was wasted. I freaked out, I wanted to get out of there. Who's got time to think about right and wrong in that mess? So, am I in the clear now? No, not quite yet. I didn't do it, I swear on my life it wasn't me. They've got it all wrong, I didn't murder that woman. Alright, now let's talk to Adolf here. Not exactly the best name for someone to have. As you approach, the man named Adolf greets you with a smile. In this moment, he does not seem positioned as a suspect, but rather as a host, eagerly anticipating a long-awaited guest. Dressed in opulent attire, Adolf holds a substantial-looking cane in his hand. What strikes you most is his unnaturally pale complexion, as if he was never exposed to the sun. As you draw nearer, a sense of imminent danger begins to stir within you. Could you tell me where you were during the time of the crime? Before delving into that query, allow me the pleasure of extending my sincere salutations to you. Please, just answer my question. Oh, indeed, most assuredly. Still, I do hold a deep reverence for the essential pleasantries that underpin our civil exchanges. Now, let's return to our inquiry. While the unfortunate event unfurled, I chanced upon Padrick, our esteemed town's mayor, as he strolled past. It prompted me to exchange with him in conversation. On hearing a clamor from the tavern, I hastened back. You notice Bruno's countenance darkens at the mention of the mayor. He seems contemplative, but remains silent. Sounds like you already have an alibi, but why are you a suspect? Ah, well, could it be due to a trifling grudge with our dear Officer Bruno? What grudge? My apologies, I may have exaggerated slightly. It was but a mere misunderstanding, if I may. Bruno appears tense, his gaze wary as he eyes Adolf. Then he pulls you aside and shares something. You'd get it if you look through all our records. This Adolf is related to quite a few unsolved cases. Truth is, he's always got influential figures backing him up, vouching for him and giving him alibis. That's why we've never arrested him. Adolf gives a meaningful smile upon hearing Bruno's words. What a pity, Officer Bruno. I've always considered you a friend, albeit it seems my sentiment was one-sided. Your bias may indeed lead you astray from the actual culprit. Furthermore, you are well aware of my background and connections. If anything necessitates my attention, do you reckon I should personally attend to them? Adolf rises, adjusting his attire. He glances at the clock, then turns to you. Let us draw our discourse to a close for today. I have a question for you, esteemed outsider. Why did the dinosaurs vanish while the resilient rats endured aeons ago? I believe it's all about natural selection, be it set off by a meteor or climate changes. Those who can't adapt to the changes are bound to go extinct. Bravo! Your response aligns precisely with my expectations. Indeed, adaptation proves paramount. Should we fail to adapt ourselves to the changing tides, we may find ourselves engaged in delightful conversations over exquisite wine and future encounters. Instead, we might languish in dank sewers catering to the palates of wrath. His gaze shifts toward Bruno, a smile a mix of, sorry I didn't read that. If your concern truly lies with your friend, Officer Bruno, I suggest securing a departure pass from Cursenday. It would be a lamentable turn if as unforeseen circumstances were to render your exit unattainable. Do you not concur? Well then, good night. With those parting words, Adolf nods to you and leaves the pub. Jesus' way of talking is simply something else. But there's a bit of truth in his words. Now I'm beginning to regret getting you involved in all this. Hey, we're friends, and it's only right that we got each other's backs. Together, we'll handle whatever comes our way. The man known as Ben appears to be in his late 40s, dressed in a black suit with a matching overcoat. Judging solely by his attire, it is challenging to discern his occupation. However, the grim expression on his face, coupled with the presence of several men in black standing close to his seat, makes it clear that crossing him would be unwise. May I ask where you were on the day of the murder? Here. Were you here when the murder happened? No, I was at the church confessing. The church? Yeah, recent stuff had me all messed up. So I saw peace at the church. Do you have any witnesses? The priest can vouch for me. Could you share what you could confess to the priest? A stupid question, and irrelevant to the murder. I need more details to decide if it's irrelevant or not. Leaving those words, Ben seems on edge, his gaze turning icy and menacing. If you keep pressing him, he might lose his temper. Sir, we mean no harm. We're here to solve the case, not cause trouble. Ben remains silent while scrutinizing you from head to toe. After a considerable pause, he speaks again. I came here for a drink before the murder. Do you know the victim? Upon hearing your question, Ben locks eyes with you and responds after a few seconds. No. I have a feeling you're not telling the truth. Since when do cops go on feelings? And what if I am lying? What will you do about it? Ben's patience wears thin as he rises, preparing to leave. Letting him walk away would mean missing a valuable opportunity. However, stopping him might lead to unexpected consequences. In the worst-case scenario, you could end up in a violent confrontation. You stand in front of him and he casts you an annoyed glance as if you were a pesky pebble. You remind me of a woman. A woman? Yeah, and a stupid one. You mean the victim? No, I'm talking about someone you don't know. At that moment, a hint of interest sparkles in Ben's otherwise mocking gaze. You look like you mean business. Good, now I'm giving you a chance to prove it. He suddenly signals to a minion beside him who immediately understands the message. Shortly after, the man returns with a glass filled with liquor, presenting it respectfully to Ben. Ben places the glass in front of you and gestures to you, a clear indication that he expects you to down the whiskey in one go. Drink it, and we'll talk. You hold the glass, which appears to contain more than 300 milliliters of whiskey. What concerns you more is the undissolved white powder at the bottom of the glass, suggesting there might be more than just alcohol in it. You drink the whiskey in a single gulp. Shortly after, you are overwhelmed by violent coughs, feeling as if your entire body is engulfed in flames. As if the liquid you consumed were a scalding dagger searing through you. However, apart from the fiery aftermath of the whiskey, you feel no other unusual sensations. The only notable thing is that the whiskey tastes a bit salty. Witnessing you finish your drink, Ben's lips curl into a smile. Very good. But certain matters are not up for discussion here. We'll talk next time we meet. You attempt to stop Ben, but a wave of dizziness hits you from the drink's effects. While you regain your consciousness, Ben has already left the pub. They try to make us think the drink was spiked when it wasn't really. Several recent newspapers are placed in the newspaper rack. You pick one out and read it. The headline, in exaggeratedly large font, reads, "Police secure culprit in reindeer pub murder case. No cause for alarm." As you read on, the article emphasizes that the culprit will definitely be arrested and that such terrible incidents will not happen again. But it provides no information about the identity of the murderer or their motives. You notice a camera mounted on the pub's wall, positioned to overlook the hall of the pub, capturing the entire area on video. A man named Simon wears a plaid shirt underneath a wind-blocking woolen jacket. His hair and attire appear disheveled and have a tired look on his face as he yawns. His prominent raccoon-like eyes are noticeable. Upon your arrival, he casts a weary glance before returning his gaze to outside the window. Sorry for keeping you waiting. I'm here to ask you a few questions on Bruno's behalf. Never mind, I'm a night owl anyway. I just have someone waiting at home, so please go ahead with the questions quickly. What do you do for a living? I work at a flower shop helping out the owner, who happens to be a friend of mine. Are you a local in Cursenday? No, I moved here a few years ago and decided to settle down. Do you know anyone else in this pub? After a moment of hesitation, he shakes his head. No, the only person I know here is the pub owner. What were you doing when the victim was killed? Just sitting around having a drink. Why did Bruno ask you to come here? This is an unexpected question. Simon freezes briefly before speaking. Didn't he fill you in? He did, but I'd like to hear your version. Well, on the afternoon of the murder, I had a brief encounter with the victim. I was supposed to meet a friend there. When I walked into the pub, I saw the victim. She was dressed similarly to my friend and had her back to me. I thought it'd be funny to play a prank on her. I gave her a good slap on the shoulder. But I guess I hit her quite hard, perhaps. She turned around and glared at me. At the moment, I realized my mistake and apologized. But she just ignored my apology and hurled some nasty words my way. So I got angry too. I mean, a naked pervert dared to talk to me like that? Then we got into a heated argument, and I might have thrown out a threat or two. But you know, it's all just words. I didn't intend to harm her. Hold on, the victim was almost naked, all wrapped in a blanket. How could you possibly mistake her for your friend? I wasn't wearing my contacts that day. So I mistook her bare back for a white dress. And from behind, her hair and figure looked like my friend's. So I mistook her for my friend. Anyway, it was all because of that argument. I ended up getting hauled in as a suspect the next day. I see. The police saw you as a potential suspect. Did they believe you had any reason to kill her? I would never harm her. Frankly, I was just scared that she might harm me. What do you mean? As our argument turned heated, she suddenly went quiet and stared at me as if I were her prey. I got so scared that I wanted to run away. At that moment, my friend happened to call me, so I left the place. When I left, the woman went to the restroom to get dressed. Sorry, I had to answer a message on my phone. So, did you hear her scream when she dashed into the hall? Or did she yell that someone was trying to kill her? No, I was in the bathroom at the moment. When I walked out, the pub was boisterous, but I didn't think much of it back then. It wasn't until I was summoned to the police station that everything sank in. At this moment, you hear a ring for a new message from Simon's phone. He checks his phone before looking at Bruno. Someone is waiting for me at home. May I leave now, Officer Bruno? Sure, feel free to call me if you recall something. Simon leaves the pub. I have a feeling he's holding back some details. Well, I have his address. If you need more information, we could catch him tomorrow for a chat. As you enter the pub, you notice two people dressed as bartenders behind the counter. Bruno introduces you to them. The brother is Luther and the sister is Tehran. They're the managers of the pub, which has been passed down through generations. Oh, there's something I forgot to mention. The victim actually ordered a drink right before heading to the restroom. Then she got murdered and her untouched drink was left behind. We found the strange substance on the rim of her glass. It's a hallucinogenic drug known as devil's breath. Luther and Tehran swear they didn't slip any drugs into her drink. and the poisoned drink was actually meant for Marcel. They made a mistake and served it to the victim instead. So is Marcel also targeted by the murderer? What else do you know about Devil's Breath? I snagged a sample from the office. As Bruno explains, he hands you a small plastic bag containing a barely noticeable amount of white powder. We scraped this a tiny bit off the powder of the glass rim. Bruno continues his explanation. This drug is called Policello, originating from Colombia. Commonly known as Devil's Breath among the locals, it causes intense hallucinations and, in extreme cases, even death from overdose. Our test revealed the drug in the drink was way above lethal levels. Furthermore, this drug can make the victim like a puppet on strings, and in severe instances, the victim might lose their memory. But determining the dosage for memory loss is challenging, as it needs a delicate balance based on the person's condition. Could you tell me what happened on that day? Yeah, everything started out like any other day. We opened the pub at the usual time. Later in the evening, the victim came from the storage room wrapped in only a blanket. And she screamed about someone trying to kill her. Seeing this, I immediately told my brother to call the police. And I left my task to soothe her. Soon she seemed to be calming down and even ordered a drink. I figured the cops would show up soon, so I got back to my duty. But shortly after, I heard someone shouting, "It's him! He killed that woman!" Only by then did I know that she got killed in our pub. I heard he mixed up the drinks by accident. Yeah, that's true. I accidentally made a mistake before the murder. The drink meant for Marcel ended up with the victim and vice versa. I had no clue at the time. Until later, the police told me about it. Who was running the bar back then? It was made by my brother and served by me. But I swear neither of us would commit such a monstrous act. Did anyone else get to the drink? Can't quite recall it. The situation was a mess. The victim suddenly burst into the hall. Everyone got distracted, including me. With the Christmas rush, I was swamped with customers. I didn't really have a moment to see who else might have touched the drink. But I can promise you, neither my brother nor I poisoned it. You insist you're innocent, Marcel. Can you think of anyone who might have framed you? Marcel frowns his brow a bit by pondering for a moment. I can't really think of anyone. I haven't rubbed anyone the wrong way. You have any ideas about who might have done it? I didn't even know the victim. How am I supposed to figure out who did it? Although when I walked into the restroom, I think I glimpsed someone heading into the storage room on the other end. Can you recall any details about their appearance? Nah, drawing a blank on that. said you were drunk at the moment. Can anyone prove that? Yeah, the bartender can vouch for me. I was here all afternoon just knocking back drinks. Did anything else unusual happen? No, that's all I recall. Marcel turns to Bruno, silently appealing for his help. You're free to go now, Marcel. Be careful and don't stay alone. Yeah, I know. Marcel leaves the pub, a look of frustration etched on his face. He seems on edge. We'll ask him again tomorrow. Alright. By the way, I noticed a camera in the pub. Did he check the footage? The police checked it immediately after the murder. But for some reason it broke down that day. Can you elaborate on that? Why would the monitor break down on that exact day? We don't know about it either. Seems a bit convenient, right? Could someone be covering for their killer? Listen, my brother and I would never do anything like that. We've been running this pub since our parents passed away. We've poured our hearts and souls into this place for years, so many years. And now things were finally looking up. What more do we have to do to prove we're innocent? Luther pats Tehran on the shoulder, urging her to compose herself. The monitor is usually on, and we hardly ever give it a look. Who'd have guessed it decides to break down right when we need it the most? They don't really use the surveillance much. What if someone causes trouble in your pub? No, that's not likely because Ben's usually around. You know what I mean, Officer Bruno. Bruno whispers to you that Luther and Tehran regularly pay protection fees to the gang. The man named Philip is propped against the wall wearing a peaked cap and a casual brown jacket with a loosely tied tie around his neck. The woolen coat he wears is the only thing that seems appropriate for winter. Upon seeing you, he casts a cunning look and casually snaps his fingers. You were the one who discovered the body. Wait, I haven't seen you before. You're not a local here? I knew the cops in Cursenday are imbeciles. Now they're even asking outsiders for help. Answer my question. Yep, it was me. I found the body and the murderer. What makes you believe that Marcel murdered her? I saw him rush out of the restroom. And he looked guilty. So I decided to find out what happened and found the victim. Then I rushed out, alerting the bartender to stop Marcel. He's definitely the murderer, no doubt. It doesn't matter what you think of him. We don't have evidence to prove that Marcel is the murderer. Then who else could it be? You don't think I did it, right? Where were you when the murder happened? I was right here. The owner can prove my words. Do you know the victim? Nah, not at all. Then why were you paying attention to the restroom? Hey, what exactly are you trying to ask here? That woman stormed out of the storeroom, stark naked, just wrapped in a blanket, screaming about someone wanting to offer. Anyone in their right mind would notice her, don't you think? Later, she chilled out and went into the restroom to get dressed. When I looked up, Marcel was sneaking into the corridor toward the restroom, looking all shady. That's when I remembered the woman's screams about being in danger. So naturally, I kept an eye on the corridor. He kept watching on the corridor. Did he see anyone else slipping in? I mean, during the time when Marcel was there. No? Philip briefly shifts his gaze, rubbing his hands as if trying to avoid something. However, he quickly composes himself. Are you really sure that you're watching the corridor all the time? Well, maybe I got distracted for a second or two. Just a second or two? Or maybe a minute or two? Just a minute or two? Alright, you got me. I got distracted for a while, but I can't say for how long. So you may have wrongly accused Marcel. But all I saw was him going in and out, nobody else. If he's not the murderer, why did he run away? So besides Marcel, did you notice anything else unusual? Philip rolls his eyes. Well, you know, I think that woman was a nut. What's that supposed to mean? What I'm trying to say is, she didn't seem quite right. When she rushed into the hall, she was holding a coat. Despite that, she dodged into the pub almost naked and wrapped in a blanket. I mean, why bother with the restroom? Why not just put on the coat? Wait, the victim was holding a coat when she ran into the hall? Yeah, I thought the woman was a nut or something. But then she ended up dead, just like she said. Oh, the coat looked quite expensive, by the way. Did you find her wallet in the coat pockets, Bruno? No, that's the puzzling part. The bartender remembers her taking out her wallet to pay. But when we searched the scene, the wallet was missing. We frisked Marcel, but no wallet. Could the murderer have taken it? Hearing your theory, Philip mumbles with a hint of boredom. Maybe it wasn't even inside the pub. What makes you believe so? Just a hunch, you know. At that moment, Philip's expression tenses. Maybe someone stumbled upon it but couldn't find the owner. They might have chucked it in a nearby trash can. You know, just a guess. Anyway, that's all I got. No more questions, right? I've got things to do. I'm leaving. With those words, Philip walks to the door of the pub. He glances back to ensure you're not following him, then he scurries away. Forget it, let's not waste time chasing after him. We have other suspects to ask. Let's ask Philip again tomorrow. Yeah, sure. You and Bruno have finished questioning all the suspects. It's getting late, let's pick this up tomorrow. If you need a chat with those suspects again, I can help set that up. Sure, what's our plan tonight? I've had a room booked for you at the hotel. Honestly, I wouldn't have you settle there if I had any other options. After all, another murder happened there last year. Unfortunately, we don't have many choices right now. Sandra said you could stay at her store. But I'd rather not drag her into all this mess. No worries, I'll take the hotel room. Let's go. Water flows over your hands, offering a refreshing sensation. Cupping your hands under the stream, you gently splash your face, feeling the coolness. Then you dry your face with a towel. Looking at your face in the mirror, you feel your mood lifting. The trash can is overflowing with a mix of waste, including broken glass, cigarette boxes, and food scraps. A foul odor emanates from inside. If the attendants are neglectful, the mold inside could form its own ecosystem within days. You find a high-quality lighter inside. After confirming its cleanliness, you tuck it into your pocket. The locker contains an assortment of cleaning supplies and miscellaneous items. Notably, several bottles of sanitizer show signs of recent use. Neatly folded towels and rolls of toilet paper are meticulously arranged alongside them. The area has been tidied up and all traces of blood wiped away. Perhaps the police have completed their evidence collection, or the pub owner wanted to move past the incident to avoid disruption of their business. No other clues seem to remain here. There are no discernible stains or shoe prints on the walls near the windscreen. To verify this, you peer through the fan blades into the duct. The duct is too narrow, seems no one to get through. The door to the storage room is locked. I noticed the lock on the storage room. Was it locked on the day of the murder? I think so. But with the holiday rush, things were way busier than usual. That day I was busy shuffling booze and whatnot to the storage while my sister was out front with the gas. I might have forgotten to lock it up on my way out and the victim probably slipped in. I'd like to check the storage room. There might be something useful inside. Upon hearing your request, Luther takes out the key from the drawer and hands it over to you. Please be careful while searching. We wouldn't want any drinks getting trashed. Don't worry, I'll be careful. You open the freezer, which has been left untouched following the murder. The freezer stands empty. Nothing inside at all. As you're checking the freezer, a chilly droplet of water trickles down the nape of your neck, eliciting a shiver. You look upward and notice the ventilation duct above the freezer. Could it be that... You vault onto the freezer and inspect the area surrounding the ventilation duct. As you attempt to remove the bars with your hands, you find it surprisingly easy. Could the murderer have escaped through here? The ventilation duct appears spacious enough to fit one person. Anyway, I'll give it a try. Navigating your way through the ventilation duct, you unexpectedly end up at an alley outside the pub. Now this is something. If Marcel wasn't spouting nonsense to clear his name, the murderer very likely slipped out of the storage room through this duct. That would exonerate those who remained at the scene. The dumpster is filled with broken bottles with a few drops of undried alcohol clinging to the jagged edges. A mix of paper towels, plastic cups, and food scraps emits a foul odor. Among crumpled newspapers and cigarette boxes, you notice some cigarette butts and spent lighters. This must be the trash can Philip mentioned. Removing several layers of old newspapers, you uncover an extensive wallet. Unfortunately, its contents have been removed. There seems to be an ID card inside. The photo on the ID card bears a striking resemblance to the victim. Name Luciferio. Address 441F Pomegranate Alley. Finally, some clues. Welcome to Harrison's hardware store. We've got a fantastic selection of tools to address any home-related issues. If you're dealing with a particularly challenging electrical problem, don't hesitate to contact me for guidance. Become a part of the Harrison Hardware Store community and enjoy a 10% discount on all home repairs. Additionally, we'll be distributing maintenance coupons annually. This promotion wraps up before the new year, so act fast. What can I assist you with today, dear customer? Oh, I'm just looking around. Sure thing, please take your time. Alright, we don't really need anything here, it looks like. You and Bruno noticed several men in black standing near the police car, apparently waiting for you. Those are Ben's crew. It seems they want to continue the previous conversation. Ben's associates are waiting for you, their intentions shrouded in mystery. God, I am getting so much SP loss here. I wonder what Ben is up to. Perhaps we can talk this out. As you discussed, the men in black around the police car take notice of your presence. Our boss wants to chat with you at our place. Thanks, but we've covered everything for today. If you need anything, we can talk about it tomorrow. Our boss won't take no for an answer. As I said, you're invited tonight. Please, don't make it difficult for us. Gonna send his men to invite you all to his place for a discussion. You decide to. I think we can take this opportunity to have a chat with Ben. Alright, I'll message to colleagues. Even if things go south, we can get some backup on time. Despite your words, the men in black show no signs of impending to stop you. Bruno finishes sending the message. Subsequently, the men in black blindfold you and escort you out of the reindeer pub. Having your blindfold removed, you find yourself and Bruno being taken to a luxurious room. In the center of the room hangs a grand portrait of Ben himself. Ben standing under the portrait while a tall man directs you off stage, flanked by the henchmen in black suits armed with weapons. All the gangsters are armed with weapons awaiting Ben's order. Although you are clueless about the topic Ben wants to discuss, the atmosphere in the room is tense, far from conducive to a peaceful conversation. Is this how you welcome your guests, Ben? Ben disregards your provocation and gestures to those around him. Turn around. At that moment, you hear a series of cracks from the firearms being loaded. You and Bruno exchange glances, choosing not to engage in a conflict. The two men in black cautiously frisk you both. Good, now turn back. Please understand my caution. It's crucial to stick to a certain rules when dealing with the cops. To be honest, I hold respect for both Bruno and you. Perhaps you're on the edge of enemies. Chill, I see potential allies in you. I respect those willing to go all out for their cause or friends. Looks like lots like you, that is. Plus, we share a common goal now. He pauses, fixing his gaze on you. So, I propose that we team up, a win-win situation, wouldn't you say? What do you want? As you see, I oversee the underground world in Cursenday. I know I'm a villain in your eyes. However, I assure you I'm not connected to the murder cases. I don't need to lie to you given my status. In fact, I'm willing to help you find the true culprit, and I'm asking for a favor in return. Patrick, he's the real power in this town. We used to do business together, but now, let's just say things between us have soured for certain reasons. Lately, I've noticed he's been up to some shady dealings, the kind that could spell trouble for Cursenday. I'm no savior, but I profit from the town's prosperity. Anything that threatens Cursenday is a threat to me. I can't investigate this myself, so I'm turning to you. I need you to find out what Patrick is really up to. So you want me to spy for you? Exactly. I refuse. Upon hearing Bruno's outright refusal, Ben smiles and said, "Listen to me, Bruno. I'm not looking to harm you. On the contrary, I want to help you crack the case. I simply need you to keep an eye on Patrick's activities. Work with me and I'll share something you're eager to know." Upon hearing Ben's response, Bruno falls silent. I like to discuss this with Bruno before making a decision. Fair enough, but make it quick. Honestly, I don't trust Ben. All he wants is to secure his standing in Cursenday. And you've seen how he handles things yourself. Nonetheless, I admit that he may hold information that we need. Plus, I don't want to put my pal at risk because of my stubbornness. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I think we can cooperate with Ben. Plus, Ben just mentioned something crucial. Patrick seems to be holding secrets as well. You suspected that the murderers could be linked to certain influential forces. Working with Ben might be helpful in finding the masterminds pulling the strings. Brenna takes a deep breath and agrees with your opinion. Bruno and I agree to work together with you. But this is just a business deal between us, nothing more. A smart move. Before we team up, I need answers for 3 questions. First, were you truly at the church at the time of the murder? I was indeed there. And I can assure you, I didn't kill that woman. But you don't strike me as someone who would confess at a church. Was there some kind of shady deal between you and the priest? Well, he provides cover and I offer protection. My casino is beneath the church and I'm there every Wednesday. So the casino is your actual alibi. Yes, everyone there can vouch for me. Still, I'm not fully convinced. You're the boss here, so your men naturally defend you. I had surveillance in the casino and it worked well. Do you want to see it? No, your words are enough. What do you mean by offering protection? Some people shared their secrets with Constantine. But then they regretted believing that only the dead can truly keep their secrets safe. So I protect Constantine from becoming dead. And I make sure they understand that regret isn't something they can just pick up and disregard at will. Say you don't believe in the god. It's just a business arrangement with the priest, right? What an annoying question. A gangster's faith lies with his family, his gun, and his instincts. We don't have room for God in our world. Next, do you know the victim? I do. Luciferia was a lone wolf who took private jobs. She was skilled and I held her in high regard. Regrettably, she was hesitant to join forces with me. Nonetheless, she did assist me and my crew with some tricky issues. I heard she recently acquired some valuable goods and was seeking potential buyers. I was intrigued, but who could have predicted her death at the pub? Wes, how will you help us? An interesting question. But I'm not intending to answer it right now. Soon you'll realize how beneficial it is to work with me yourself. Ben whispers to one of his men who promptly hands you a pistol as instructed. See you accept the pistol, Ben speaks. I have other business to attend to now. If you're looking to learn more about Luciferio, one of my men can help you. He's at the casino now, goes by the name Chylli. He knows her well and might have some information you need. Take this pistol. Once Talian sees it, he will recognize you as my ally. And if you visit Harrison at the hardware store, show it to him too. He'll know what it means and provide you with his special services. Tiger, escort my esteemed guests back. I don't want any accidents. Sure thing, boss. After leaving Ben's headquarters, you are escorted to Paradeer Hotel by his men. The hotel in front of you appears more grand than expected for such an ordinary mountain town. Soft piano music resonates from within the walls, filling the air, and warm lights illuminate every corner. This is Paradeer Hotel. Looks impressive, right? From what I heard, the mayor invested a lot of resources in its construction. I'm not sure why this hotel is so special to him. Well, let's not dwell on it. Time to get some rest. Yeah, let's check in and get some rest. The lobby is quiet at this late hour, with only 2 attendants chatting at the reception desk. Alright, let's save here, and that's where we're gonna end it for today's video. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time when we continue with more depersonalization. Until next time, bye!